Hey and welcome. Do you ever have meetings in your projects or like in your work or anything? And maybe you recognize that there's basically two different types of people in meetings, like in life anywhere. But really these two types of people, they completely behave differently and they need different things. And basically what this is, one type of person is the task-oriented people. These are people you can usually recognize them. They have something, they like something like statistics. They are like task-oriented. They know goals and what are we doing, and they want to be, there's like productivity, efficiency, and these type of people sometimes are like, for example, engineers, very famous for this. Maybe these people are in business administration or so on. Yeah? And, certain type, they like maybe math and physics and these kind of things, because they want to perform something. They are on tasks. Yeah? Project managers they need to have a very big amount of task orientation. If you're like only people orientation, you will have a wonderful project, but maybe no results. And that's we come to the other part of task orientation. The other sort of people is people oriented. So they are not really interested so much in what is going to happen, an outcome of something. They are happy if they are with other people, and hear what these people are sharing about their life, what's going on. They're interested in the person itself and what that person is doing and living and experiencing and so on, So that's the people orientation. So, and now we are looking at meetings here for the CLTT, so for the Communication, Leadership and Team Training. And you understand that there are these two different types of people. And they have completely, and both of them are absolutely wonderful and valuable and so on, because let's face it, if you have just task-oriented people in your team, it's maybe doing something, but maybe your whole, the communication might be bad, nobody's experienced something like teamwork, and it can be really bad, if you just have the ones. You need both, But, if you just have people-oriented people, they're just sitting together and discussing and talking, enjoying this, but they don't get anything done. So the power curve, the highest productivity lies when you bring these two things together, especially in meetings, And as such, the people-oriented person already will enjoy the meeting, but because they are just being together with people, they are talking, they are listening to something and so on. Yeah? But for them, it's important that, the language is nice, for example, that with respect, with, that you acknowledge people and so on, and that you have a good language, that you're not saying, hey, you're an asshole, and stuff like this, Yeah? So for them, it's really important that the whole, it's nice, yeah? So they want to have it nice. The task-oriented people, they might also be very straightforward in saying, what you're doing is absolutely BS. And that can sound, for that kind of person, completely catastrophic, So you have to bring these kind of things together and especially understand that if you have now a meeting organized by people-oriented people, you will have meetings where nothing really happens. The task-oriented person is going crazy in these meetings because they are oh yeah, we are sharing about what we experience and we learn and my insights. And they're saying, yeah, okay, but what are we going to do now? Because we have an idea of an objective here and so on. And it's huh? So, and if you if you just serve this kind of thing, the task-oriented people are going to leave because they say, hey, the whole meeting is a waste of time. They're just there and nothing really happens. We're not managing anything. There's no outcome. There's no agenda. We don't follow a process. There's no output. We're not taking decisions. So it's basically useless going there. Have you ever been to such a meeting? Okay, so the trick of the whole thing is that, of course, you want to bring and serve both purposes. Because let's face it, if your meeting is just there and you're talking and people are feeling well and they're inspired being there, but then nothing is happening, that meeting is also not really, it's not really effective. You're just having a meeting and then nothing happens, you know? So that's like, you want to bring both people together and you want to serve both purposes. The way you want to organize, the way the communication is done so that people are acknowledged and, you know, that you treat each other with respect, you know? And you want to get something done, you know, and that's like the core thing, you know, these, you know, the task-oriented people, they are not a-holes, you know, they like it as well when they are respected, and you know that's what they are not so good at this. So we bring these two things together. It's, you know, like, you know, you remember you know, the snowman in like this Disney film. What was it? You know, and he said, "Oh, the cold and the warm, let's bring it together." Olaf, you know, I loved this guy, and he was like, you know, this song, you know. When he's like, the summer and I'm in the pool, and you know, and then somebody was saying, yeah, can please somebody tell him about the summer? Yeah. Anyway, so it's like, you know, it's just like two preferences, how people operate, and you want to bring them together, that your meeting is working. Yeah? So for example, you can have like, if you want to choose a moderator, it's really good to use somebody who's like in this people orientation and make that person a moderator and let that person follow a certain structure, you know, and have the people who want to do task-oriented stuff, that they get something out of this as well, you know, like what is going to happen? What are we going to organize? What is like planning and so on, you know? So that's like the thing. And this is really important to understand that they are task-oriented people and people-oriented people. And if you leave just the people-oriented people organizing the meetings, they will be totally unproductive. You know, people will feel really well in these meetings, and you know, a lot of discussion and sharing. But in the end, it's like, okay, what do we do now for the projects? If you just leave the task-oriented people do anything, it will be bang, 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 bang. By the way, just, you know, like they are, you know, like preferences. Let's say Germans, more in the task-oriented area. You know, we're like well known for like efficiency and stuff like this. Yeah, but of course we have also these kind of people. But like you go more like in Italy, Spain, southern Germany. Sorry, not southern Germany, southern Europe. You know, there are more people who are much more focused on this people area. Yeah, and then like I have been, you know, and in my company where I worked for in the past, you know, we had like, often we were working with Spanish people or Italian people. So when these people came to us, you know, they were like totally overwhelmed because we were just here the task orientation. Okay, meeting, agenda, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, huh? So they were like totally overwhelmed because there was like no hello and, you know, like getting any, you know, getting together, being related to each other. You know, they need this as well, you know. Okay, and then I had a meeting with, I was working in a project with Finnish people, you know, and I went to Finland, and that was like the first time we met in person in Finland. I think it was in Tampere, yeah, and then the meeting started, and, you know, the chairman just, you know, okay, threw up the agenda, the action list, and what we are going to achieve. And I was feeling like I'm Italian or Spanish when I come to Germany. I was like, now I understood that, like, you know, I'm quite good in task orientation, but they were like not, they were like immediately bang, 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 actions, and I was like, I don't know anybody here, what we are not like say anything and stuff like this. So it's you want to bring these two people, these two sides together. That's like really, it's an art. It's a training, and you want to see how productive it is. It's like if it's just one side, you know, if you're just like fueling these people, the others will leave, you know. And if you're just fueling these, that will leave. So you want to bring them together, and to be most productive, you need both. So thank you very much for watching. You know, it's nice talking about this, but you want to actually put this into practice in your meetings as well. So practice means is beating all this knowing 100 out of times. Thank you very much for watching. Please follow the channel.